to treat our customers that same way. It's our simple recipe for outstanding customer service. I'm Jason Bueller. If you want to experience the Stay Cooler with Bueller level of service, give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
Bueller Air, stay cooler with Bueller.
Yo, gear up, sports fans. It's your boy E.T. here, and the NFL playoffs are here, and it's time to get in on the action with MyBookie. Don't just watch. Score big with exclusive boosted odds and a huge prize contest that'll have you feeling the Super Bowl fever before it even hits. Whether you're a seasoned pro or ready to roll for the first time, MyBookie is your ticket to turning your sports knowledge into straight cash, homie. MyBookie has the largest online lineup of odds contests and Vegas-style casino games, making it your ultimate destination for all type of fun, 24/7, right at your fingertips. If you've been waiting to get in on the action, well, the right time is now. Make your winning move today and sign up at MyBookie. Use promo code TenTenXL to claim your deposit up to $1,000. That's right, TenTenXL for an opportunity to boost your betting power. No matter what, it's playoff time. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the comfort of your own crib with MyBookie. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Fenwick Home Services. The final weekend of the regular season around the NFL placed most of the Florida teams in the playoffs. Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeated the Carolina Panthers to be crowned NFC South champions. Quarterback Baker Mayfield credited the team and the organization.
Enough about this team, the stuff that we've been through this year, and had to handle it correctly and find a way to win.
Dolphins already clinched a playoff berth. Tonight's college football championship game will see Michigan face Washington. Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh is excited about being in the space.
To be in position to win the national title, that's right where we want to be.
Florida men's basketball SEC opener was on Saturday when the Gators took the loss to Kentucky. Gator head coach Todd Golden looks to improve the defense.
Got to do a better job against stops.
At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
At 10:01, it's 57 degrees. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Titans showing blitz. They come again. He drops. Fires left side way too high. Incomplete. Evan Ingram was well covered. The ball goes over on downs. The Titans will take a knee a few times. And the Jags will be turned away here at Nissan Stadium.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, David Garrard, and
Hold my pocket!
Dylan Denmark.
Duval. St. John's. No, it's still Duval. We're still Duval till we die, damn it. But why does it have to feel like we're dying today as the regular season comes to a crashing halt? Good morning, everybody, or should I just say morning, everybody?
Morning.
Ain't so good. David Garrard is back. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you guys.
That's the end.
Says
That's
you.
it. I know.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. It's the most epic collapse in franchise history. From 8-3 with a home game against a backup quarterback playing for the number one seed at that time in the AFC playoff picture. And that's where you would have sat with 5 weeks to go, to this, to not even being a part of the postseason. I don't want to hear about how many catches Evan Ingram had this year. I don't want to hear about how many tackles Foye had this year. Oh, great, we had back-to-back winning seasons. There'll be a time when you can reflect, hopefully, and go, well, it is better than a lot of what came before it, but that doesn't make it better when you're 8-3 and you lose 5 of your last 6. And you lose to a team that had all kinds of line of scrimmage problems, and you got pushed around on the line of scrimmage all day. Your franchise quarterback didn't play like a franchise quarterback. Your running game, what running game? Who am I kidding? There was no running game. There's no run defense yesterday. We could point to play calling. You can point to anything you like. The only thing I want to say today, don't blame it on the refs, man. If the refs are like issue 37 on this team. There's plenty internally that you've got to look at here, and where to begin? You know what? Balky, like Tony, I heard you talking with Dan and Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
They want to move on from Trent Balky. Amen.
Okay.
I'm good with it. In fact, I would advocate for it.
In favor.
Do I think it's going to happen?
No.
No, I do not. If it does, great. Would I be okay if they move on from Press Taylor? Yes, I would. Doug Peterson take over the full-time play calling duties once again. I hope he does that one way or the other, just so at least that excuse is gone and that person that we can just point the fingers to say, this is the problem. Even though Press was calling apparently half the plays last year when they were having a lot of success.
The good halves of plays.
If they want to move on from Mike Caldwell, look, did the first half of the season turn out better defensively than we thought? Yes, but how much of that was predicated on an unreasonable amount of turnovers to expect to continue at that rate? So where did the improvement come from on defense? Few individual players improved their play this season, but collectively, biggest game of the season, you let Tennessee, with a very suspect offensive line, just dictate to you all game long. Derrick Henry, once again, shoved it right down your throat. So,
it really looked like the roles were reversed yesterday. It looked like we were trying to knock them out of the playoffs, trying to stay in there to keep them, not from being happy going into the playoffs.
Didn't have enough, but we're game to give it a shot.
So we could go off into the offseason and think, man, you know what? We gave them a run for their money. But it wasn't that. It wasn't that way. And like you said, their offensive line, the commentators talked about it all day long, how they were terrible. They were not very good. But, man, they looked really good yesterday, the way they were coming off the ball, run blocking. Derrick Henry, you're saying you don't want to re-sign this guy, the guy that just gave you 139 yards?
They only get to play against us twice a year. That's probably a factor.
That's it. We don't watch him on the other games.
The other 15 games.
He's got like 15 yards in the other games.
I mean, really, the first time they played, he had like 38 yards on 10 carries against the Jags, and the Jags dictated pace.
Yeah.
And they took it away, and they got out to a big lead, and
if you're fighting for the playoffs, how are you not tattooing this guy? How is he just – it seemed like every run it was a clip of at least 7 or more yards every time in the first half. And I just kept thinking, why are y'all throwing the ball? Why? But when they threw the ball – they were getting completions.
Right. They threw it just enough to convert some third downs.
Yeah, they were getting completions, and then they would get right back to the run game and keep shoveling it right down our throat.
Go watch his touchdown run, Dave, and see if anybody laid a finger on him, by the way. I mean, there were plenty of instances where Derrick Henry dragged the tacklers, broke tackles.
Not on that touchdown run,
Not on that touchdown. He didn't need to. It's just like...
It was all... It's all
I've never seen him
vintage.
juke before, but he was juking everybody out right into the end zone.
It's all vintage Derrick Henry yesterday, right?
Yeah.
It's he can run you over or run by you. That's been the magic of Derrick Henry since he was handed the ball in Tennessee. And he yesterday ran his way to... He finished the year second in the league in rushing on the strength of that game yesterday, right? And it felt like Derrick Henry had a pretty down year by Derrick Henry standards, and in a lot of ways he did. But he wound up second in the entire NFL in rushing yards on the strength of that game yesterday. He is a fantastic player. Thank goodness it looks like it's done with him being a Tennessee Titan.
Well, he ran for more yards yesterday than he had in the previous 4 games combined.
Yep.
So he wasn't crushing the league. This wasn't like, vintage Derrick Henry. We just weren't noticing. He ran for 34, for 9, for 88, and for 42 yards in his last 4 games.
Do you think our guys were like, man, this is his last game? Let's help him out a little bit.
I don't think so, but I can't
see him go out on a high.
Out.
We want to see him finish his career here on a good note.
Right. Note that this is sarcasm, but it's sarcasm rooted in our disappointment.
Anger.
Yeah. Anger and disappointment in what? I echo if it didn't take much to read Evan Ingram's lips on the sideline after that ball bounced off him for Trevor Lawrence's first interception. Yes, we all were saying that, Evan, yesterday. You and everybody else who is Duval till they die. Look, it ended the way it ended. We totally get it. The only thing I'm going to say today, and I will speak to myself first, right? I'm going to try to remain somewhat calm about things because I am heated about things as well. I'm very disappointed. I know I tend to react certain ways sometimes, so I will try to let you all have your say.
Let them have their say today.
But
let them have their say.
I will let them have their say, but I will say that there are lines, okay? The guy who calls the postgame yesterday and says we should have rode the hot hand of C.J. Beathard for one more week. The hot hand of C.J. Beathard.
Yeah, that'll get you a click.
It got you like 160 yards. That'll, right. So you can critique Trevor Lawrence.
Here's the line right there. Don't cross it, guys. You can critique
Trevor Lawrence. If you think that C.J. Beathard is better than Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, that's a pretty bright line for me. And just the whole referee thing. I'm sure you can pick out a half dozen plays that you didn't like the call. I'm sure the Titans can as well. Like, for instance, the one on third down where Evan Ingram is up under Sean Murphy Bunting's face mask, hands to the face, and Bunting gets called for holding on the play, giving the Jags an automatic first down. I guess that was the refs out to get the Jags yesterday in that instance. So, as long as look, you want to fire people? You want to fire Doug Peterson today? Go ahead and fire Doug Peterson today. You want to say how Trevor Lawrence is not worth a big, fat contract extension? That's up to you. Ultimately, he's going to get a big, fat contract extension here in Jacksonville. And quite frankly, Trevor has issues. I will take Trevor at quarterback before I'll take most of the guys on this roster at the position they play. That's me personally. You're fair to disagree with, okay? Josh Allen's the MVP of this team. I don't think we have any question about that. Got to find a way to bring Josh Allen back. I have not studied the draft prospects. So if you're asking me which offensive lineman we should draft at 17 overall, I'm not sure yet, okay? But
it better be an offensive lineman.
But the door is cracked open for that kind of discussion, at least. Maybe if you've got an offensive lineman that you'd like to talk about, we can do that. Maybe not today so much as we're reflecting on the raw end of the season. So, with that said, David Garrard is here. Tony Smith is here. Pockets, good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Did I get a Duval out of you?
Yeah, you did. I dropped a little one.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
It blended in with the
other one. That was a good one. We didn't even hear it.
I thought so, because everybody else probably drowned you out on that. I wasn't 100% sure that we got your Duval in there. That's how we're feeling today, right? It is what it is. Look, I am going to be back in this team again, and come around. I'm going to get excited when they make additions this offseason. I'm not that guy who's just going to be, that's it, I'm done. Well, for one thing, I can't be done. I can't be.
Kind of hard.
I choose not to be done, and I get it. Everyone's going to be emotional, or many will be emotional today. I will try not to hold you to it, but let's see what we get. All right, 641-1010 on the All-Pro Roofing phone lines, and this is the ultimate reaction Monday, perhaps, barring making the postseason or winning a postseason game. This is going to be hot and heavy. We'll try to get to as many calls as we can today. 641-1010 on the text line as well, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can get into the YouTube chat, or you can hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at David Garrard 9, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Hold my pocket.
All right, here we go. Jags collapse and fall out of the playoff picture. Obviously, worst collapse in team history from 8-3 to where they are right now. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, David Garrard, Dylan Denmark. Your calls we await as we move forward here on Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Tire Outlet. Hopefully rolling into the new year with your car in great shape. Well, you can ride in style with a brand new set of tires from Tire Outlet, offering the best selection, the best quality, and always the best prices that you can find on any kind of set of tires. The best tires for your vehicle, they've got them. Over 40 years of experience with 14 locations around the First Coast. Tire Outlet's the brand you can trust with your vehicle's tires and a whole lot more. Great deals on tires with the legendary price match guarantee, but expert technicians ready to do the maintenance and repairs to keep your vehicle performing at its best. That's Tire Outlet, where you always get wholesale prices and premium service.
Jaguars Today Monday
on 1010XL
is brought to you by Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union.
From the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Studios.
JOI, where the pros go. Quarterbacking can be complicated. Denny Thompson simplifies it for us.
Yeah, I want to tell you what's really happening at the quarterback position.
Friday mornings on The Drill, brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security,
Register Sausage,
and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
AEW Dynamite right here from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida.
Wednesday, January 10th.
The energy in this building is amazing.
Don't miss this elite homecoming celebration when AEW returns to Daly's Place.
Listen to the ovation.
We will be there live when all your favorite AEW Dynamite and Rampage stars kick off 2024 with a bang. Don't miss Chris Jericho.
I'm one of the greatest to ever do this.
The Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, Orange Cassidy, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, Chris Statlander, Eddie Kingston, Tony Storm. Sheeta, Swerve, Hook, the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland, Saraya, Darby Allin, The Acclaim.
Everyone loves me.
And be there live to pay tribute to the icon Sting. Don't miss AEW's homecoming celebration at Daly's Place. Tickets are on sale now. Go to AEWTix.com. Card, something to change.
Hicken here as we bid farewell to the old and welcome the new. Let's make it a year of clear vision and bright smiles. You see, Bowden Eye & Associates understands the importance of healthy eyes and clear sight. They're here to help you see the world in all its vibrant glory. Picture this, a year filled with laughter, adventure, and crystal clear vision. Routine eye exams or advanced vision correction procedures, they got you covered. Call or visit them online today to schedule your personal consultation. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Toilet or shower not draining? Water bill high? So many issues you want to cry? Call Mr. Rooter of Jacksonville. Have your number 2 business serviced by your number 1 plumber. Let us do your dirty work. Call us today.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances, that's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World,
simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
It's all about the tales of the tide and the thrill of the hunt.
Wilderness and water away. There's nothing like the great outdoors.
On the Nimnicht Outdoors Show, presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services.
Every Saturday morning, 7 to 10.
On 1010XL.
Visionaries, builders, and doers, are you ready to change the world? Miller Electric is your opportunity to shape the future. Miller Electric is leading the charge in electric vehicle technology with our state-of-the-art EV Innovation Design Center. We're working to create a sustainable future. We're also the proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, powering their performance at the brand-new Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric, we provide competitive pay, unbeatable benefits. Apply today. MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and right before the holiday break, I was down 30 pounds with Awaken 180. Did I pack on 5 pounds during the holiday festivities? Nope. I lost another 3 during the toughest time for weight loss. You've heard Mike Dempsey and I rave about the simplicity of Awaken 180, but let me paint a clearer picture. We're talking about a program so straightforward, even a couple of normal guys like us aced it. And if we could do it, there's no doubt you can too. In 2 months, I've dropped 33 pounds, and the weight is practically melting off without any of the sweating. Do you have to run to lose weight with Awaken 180? Absolutely not. Exercise is great and encouraged, but if losing weight is your goal, it's about what you put in your mouth. I'm back at the gym, but you don't have to. No gym, no meds. Just listen to your coach, and boom, it's that simple. Eat to lose weight with the clear solution for weight loss, Awaken 180 weight loss. Do what Mike and I did and call 844-346-1800 or schedule your January consultation at awaken180weightloss.com.
When's the last time you had your dryer vent cleaned? A clogged dryer vent is a fire hazard and wastes money on your electric bill. First Coast Home Pros dryer vent cleaning specialists are here to help. FirstCoastHomePros.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, not just Monday. David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers.
All right, Jaguars Today, Reaction Monday. React to the crushing disappointment of the season collapsing with the 5 losses in the last 6 weeks, and specifically this week. I don't want to get too bogged down because we got a bunch of callers, and we really do want to get as many reactions as we can. But the play calling sequence, you get down, and it's 3rd and goal at the 1, and you run the play where it's kind of like a bootleg, rollout, whatever you're going to call it, and it looks to me like Luke Farrell and Tank Bigsby are the main receivers in the pattern. That's a head-scratcher. Trevor Lawrence calls his own number on 4th down, decides to go. The play call was a run, a handoff. Trevor decided, I'm going to do the leap, and you loved it when he made it last year. So just think back to hey, if I loved it, that's my quarterback. He's doing it again, and it's not always going to work, right? And I will say this about I did not like – I would have tried to jam it down their throat twice.
Yep.
Okay? But if you do that and you don't make it, I think it's fair criticism for people to go, you haven't been able to jam it down anyone's throat all year. You haven't done it all afternoon. What makes you think now it's going to change with the game on the line? You idiots. So I truly believe in that circumstance that the reaction is, if it worked, it was brilliant. If it doesn't work, it was stupid. Is overwhelmed, myself included. I'm lumping me in there with that reaction. I just think that's how people react. We're talking about the Indy-Houston end of game, Tony.
Yeah.
Saturday. The play call worked.
It's fine.
You can question, should you have a guy who hasn't touched a ball all day on the field? But if Minshew throws a better ball, or if Goodson
just catches it
because he has 2 hands on it, they convert the 1st down. The play call was there, but the execution was bad. I'm not saying that the play call was great. I'm just saying we're killing Indy, and myself included. What do? You're going to Tyler Goodson with the game on the line? Well, Tyler Goodson's, they said they practiced it all week long. That was the play. They knew it, and they didn't execute it. So, again, it's results-oriented. And we can talk about the decision to do it. Was it good or not? Well, if Minshew puts the ball right on him, it probably is a good decision. And we're like, wow, there's a hell of a play call there. Gutsy. I wouldn't have done it, but it worked.
It's the NFL. It's all results-oriented, right? Like the thought process as to how we got to the play that didn't work doesn't matter once the play doesn't work. Look, earlier on the drive where they're running those 2 plays on 3rd and 4th and goal from the 2-yard line, they had converted a 3rd and 2, handing it off to Tank Bigsby.
Yep.
They had just done it.
Just did it.
Right? And it's, okay, it worked. And then they get into a 3rd and goal from the 2. I'm like, they're going to just try it again.
Yep.
And then you got what they got on those 2 plays. Now, the entire reaction to it's going to be based on did they score or not. Right? And that's the way that those kind of situations work. They didn't score. In the end, the way that the process worked sucked.
Okay, so I just want to say, while I'm watching this game, you do the little bootleg rollout, he throws it away. And I'm thinking, okay, they're not very good on short yardage, but our season is on the line right here. We've got men, they've got men. Like you said, Tank just got the 1st down on a short 2-yard conversion there. How about we try that again? And then when I saw our quarterback try to do the quarterback sneak on the last play, I'm thinking, why didn't y'all try that on the play before and then try to jam the ball up in there?
I think they didn't do that on 3rd down because that play is so dangerous. It's so easy for that ball to just get slapped out of your hand. That's what I thought. Like, I get not doing the extend play on 3rd down, but run it up the gut or run your best run play to get 1 yard.
Just to even if you just get a little bit closer. So now when he does try to extend,
and then
so I was just thinking, okay, he's coming with the shoulder issue, and he had the concussion, so maybe they don't want to call that kind of play. But then they ran the quarterback sneak, and I'm thinking, well, if you were going to do that, then y'all should have.
But that's the thing, they weren't going to do that.
Well, now you just told me that, and I'm like, oh gosh. So as a quarterback, when you want to call your own number and you want to get that quarterback sneak, you got to let the 3 guys in front of you know that. So in case somebody is pulling or something on the play,
You would think, right?
that he's going forward
you
now.
Would think, but you would think that the quarterback knows what the blocking scheme is, and is it going to be effective enough? And
No,
whatever he
you've
sees-
got to tell them that because your
I
guard will
understand.
pull right into you and knock you over.
All right, let's get to the lines, and try to keep it to your one or two biggest issues here because we don't have time for everybody to go their 15 biggest off-season concerns because they're probably shared by a lot of other people. We'll start with Tony in Gainesville on the All-Pro Roofing phone lines. What's up, Tony?
Good morning, man. Thank you for having me called. I'm going to say, because I'm going to keep it short, my two most glaring issues that I saw, man, was for one, Fortner. The same play that y'all talking about when Trevor stick the ball out. If you look at that play, he's the first one. As soon as it happened, they knocked him right on his
got
leg.
blown up.
He got blown up right out, and that killed the play. And then and I'm gonna keep it. And like I said, on the defensive side, I don't mind them, bro. I just feel like go get some interior pass rush, and and I just feel like with whatever else you do with the secondary and all that, I just feel like it'll come together. But my biggest issue was if we had better center play all year long, we have better run play. I didn't have a problem with the pass block, but Luke Fortner is not the answer, and I do not want to hear Doug preaching about how smart he is and how much he's going to get better. We need a center.
Okay, thank you, Tony. Appreciate it. I'm not going to disagree with you. I don't think Luke Fortner played well this year. How do you go from your back averaging 5.2 yards a carry last year? And granted, you replaced Juwan Taylor at right tackle, but by all indications, Anton Harrison wasn't the issue this year.
Fine.
So how do you go from that guy averaging 5.2 yards a carry to not even 4 yards a carry with basically the same components?
Yeah, I think he might have some a real point here because all year we were saying he's not playing that well at the center spot, and that's where everything starts. So if you want a good run game, your center can't be in the backfield. I don't care what the play was called for Trevor on that quarterback sneak that he called.
Right.
There's never
If
a
the center
time
gets blown
where
up.
your center is in the backfield 3 yards.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Tony. Let's go to Wells on the south side. Wells, what's on your mind?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I just wanted to say that all the critics in the offseason were right when they said we needed a better line on both sides of the ball. And I feel like that really showed yesterday, and it showed in the last 6 games. And that's why we lost 5 of 6. And if you look back at Doug's time in Philly, he had a great line on both sides. That's why they won a Super Bowl. And last thing I want to say, I want to thank you guys for your great coverage throughout the year. Keep it entertaining. Keep listening to you guys in the offseason. I look forward to next year. Appreciate it, guys.
All right. Thank you, Wells. You definitely need upgrades, particularly on the offensive line. I mean, the defensive line got it shoved down their throat yesterday, so I'm not saying they're above the front.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm looking, though, what's more critical, give me that offensive line that can lean on people and can protect your quarterback and can do all those things.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bigger priority for me.
It's again one of those, especially the defensive interior. It's not like they haven't tried, right? Like they just gave Roy Robertson Harris the extension. They extended Devon Hamilton. They signed Foley Fatukasi a couple of years ago. They're trying to improve these areas, and they didn't get improved.
Correct. But in particularly the case of Hamilton, Hamilton gets the kind of the freak injury, and he's a shell of himself the whole year. You thought he was going to be your best on the interior of the defensive line, and he was not even a factor really all year long. So that you're right. They do try, but in the end, it's their job to get it right.
That's what I'm saying. It's the indictment on Balky is clear, right? The decisions that Balky has made or not made to improve the football team, I don't think it's because he hasn't tried.
And
I think it's because he has and hasn't done a very good job of it.
Roy Robertson Harris, to me, is not the biggest issue by far here.
No,
right?
not the biggest issue.
Roy Robertson Harris, I thought, was among this group. Like, he'd be the last guy for this year to receive the biggest criticism. He's part of it. I'm not saying he's absolved because Derrick Henry's running like he's 23 years old yesterday, so he's a part of it. So are the linebacking core. By the way, those safeties, if Andre Sisco doesn't have a pick, those safeties might have a negative grade. I mean, I don't know if that's even possible.
Yeah.
I mean, Andre Sisco, by my eyeball test, missed so many tackles yesterday or just failed to get a hand on it. I mean, Sisco and Rayshawn, both of them, just
too many times.
Way too many times. All right, let's go to Caleb all the way up in Washington State. Caleb, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my gripe with yesterday is that Jeffrey Simmons is out and you still can't run the ball. And you knew you needed to run the ball to protect Trevor. And if we can't win the line of scrimmage against the Titans, then we don't deserve to go to the playoffs. And the biggest gripe I have besides that is after we fail to sneak on 4th and 1, the Titans get the ball at their own 1-yard line, and we go offsides to let them start at the 5.
Yep.
And that
was
just – they got to fix the line this year, man. I don't care if they get a receiver or not, but you got to fix the interior of that offensive line and the defensive line, and I'll take my comments off the air.
All right, I would agree. They don't deserve to make the playoffs.
Quirky week in the NFL. They didn't make the playoffs. Quirky week in the NFL. I think I saw 5 situations where a team had downed a team down to the 1-yard line, the opponent's 1-yard line. Every situation I saw in the NFL this weekend, before the first snap of the series, they got an offside. Every one of them.
That's their problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not saying that it lifts any of the blame for Hamilton jumping offside. That's not what I'm saying.
That's the number one thing you do when you're on the 1-yard line is to hard count. How far does the offense back up? 2 inches?
They don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to get that 5 yards. So that's what every team.
In fact, they
is
should
gonna
tell
do.
their linemen to flinch. Like, honestly, because if they call you, what's the penalty?
We're
If they
flinching
don't,
till
if they
they
don't
jump.
catch it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
If they don't catch it, then
yes, exactly.
you get away with it. All right, let's continue on here. 641-1010 on the All-Pro Roofing phone lines. Chris on the north side, you're up next. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I wanted to let y'all know this is the first time I'm calling on your show, but I've always listened at you boys. And as a matter of fact, my boss at my job be getting sick and tired. He always be telling me to get off the radio.
Hey, tell your boss to give you a raise, Chris. All right?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, but I just wanted to make a comment. Hey, everything's going to be all right, man. Everything's going to be all right with the Jags. Yeah, they have some things I know they're going to have to correct. Trevor Lawrence is going to get an extension, but I think I wouldn't do it this coming to season. I think I'll wait till after that, but he's going to be all right. I think if we just fix the line and maybe just get 1 or 2 more better players, man, everything going to be fine. If we're going to be going to year 3 and Doug Peterson's system, everybody be more acclimated to it. We'll be cool. Everything will be straight.
All right,
and I'll
Chris.
take my comments off there.
Mr. Positivity right there. Look, I know there are Jag fans out there like that, and that's fine. Look, I think a lot of people, and I see it, and some of them, I'm sure, mean it, but I see a lot of people go, that's it, I'm done with this team. Really? So a 9-win season, that's your breaking point for this team. I get the collapse is the thing that they're focused on, but I'm done with this team, never spend another dollar, and that's your prerogative. I'm not telling you to spend your dollars any particular way, but I think a lot of those people are acting out of raw emotion and will eventually come around. So they hear someone like Chris, and they're like, hey, blah, blah, blah. You're never going to get better. I will say this to Chris's point. You can't just snap your fingers and fix that offensive line. And as you do that, where are you springing leaks? How many other spots are you springing leaks in? Because, you think, okay, we'll come back. This is kind of what they did last year. Well, we got this. This worked. This is all good. Mm-hmm. It'll be just as good when we move forward next year. So we'll just add a couple of pieces. We'll be forward thinking. Down the line, we're going to need Brenton Strange. Maybe in a few years, Tank Bigsby. I don't know what they're thinking because they got nothing for the most part out of anybody with rare exceptions. Little Antonio Johnson here, occasionally Brenton Strange. Talk about, what a great game he had blocking somebody. But outside of the first round, where was the draft class impact?
Yeah, he did have that holding call, too. I want to make a point about the quarterback. I feel like I saw that I could tell his shoulder was bothering him. But I also could tell that missing a lot of practice time here at the end of the season because of all the injuries, he lost a lot of his fundamentals. There were a lot of throws. I mean, just think about those inaccurate throws.
Need some sailors.
They weren't on the receivers. I don't care what you say. The receiver could not have been off that far 3 or 4 different times. And there were a few times where he was just trying to sling the ball in there. Feet, he had no thoughts about where his feet were and how to get the ball there accurately. It was just, this guy is open right now, let me sling it in there. And it doesn't work like that. So I think he has to continue to work on his fundamentals, especially I think we had that issue before. as he gets late into the season, you can't just think they're always going to stay there with you. You've got to work on that every day in practice. And when you're missing practice, it's a big, fault.
All right, 641-1010 lines stay loaded. We'll get right back to you coming up in just a moment. David Garrard is in. Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark, Mike Dempsey on a Reaction Monday to the Jags' epic collapse. What else can you say about it? Missing the playoffs after starting 8-3 and positioning themselves for potentially the top seed in the conference to not even being in the playoff picture. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. One team that's going to deliver for you every single week, Awaken 180. They guarantee you're going to lose 4 to 5 pounds a week if you stick to the program. That's exactly what happened for me. Look, the weight loss, that's not always the issue. It's the maintenance of the weight loss, keeping that weight off, and that's the promise of Awaken 180. Free support for life, free coaching for life, and you need that coaching. It'll help you tweak that program. You want to eat to lose weight with Awaken 180, but maybe your lifestyle doesn't fit the exact times. Maybe it doesn't fit the exact foods. They will tweak their system to fit you just like they did me, and the results are spectacular with over 98% satisfaction rate from over 21,000 customers from Awaken 180. How do you get started? Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180 weight loss. Start today. It's never too late to get on board with that New Year's resolution online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union.
From the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute studios.
Some people call it X. What? Some still call it Twitter.
Okay, I got it.
Whatever you call it, it's the best place for up-to-the-minute Jags coverage from 1010XL.
People are winning every single day. Regular people are winning every day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
It's just a fun atmosphere. The pool, the spa, the gaming, the food, the shopping. I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The new year is the perfect time to make sure that your roof hasn't been damaged after storm season. Schedule a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting. And right now, get $250 off your new roof, plus flexible financing options. This offer expires January 31st and restrictions apply. Universal Roof and Contracting, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
There's something special about Napa Auto Care Centers. They're backed by the national power of Napa and a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. But more importantly, your Napa Auto Care Center is locally owned and operated by a strict written code of ethics. Put your vehicle in the hands of ASE-certified technicians you can trust. Find us at jacksnapaautocare.com. David Garrard Mondays on Jaguars Today are brought to you by Aaron's Car Care and Hughes Riverside Automotive.
It's a rock and roll salute to the greatest piano icons in history, the greatest piano men. This electrifying production celebrates the world's greatest pianists and showmen, including Elton John, Billy Joel, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, all the way to Beethoven and Liberace. Friday, January 12th at Thrasher Horn Center in Orange Park. Get tickets now.
When the hammer drops on the Frangie Show, it's me, Hayes Carlyon, dropping my opinion. Brought to you by Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters, the golden standard in roofing on 1010XL.
Hey there, Jacksonville. This is Jeff Norman.
And I'm Mike Jones.
And we're the owners of Duck Duck Rooter and want to wish you a Happy New Year.
As we dive into 2024, remember that Duck Duck Rooter is here for all your plumbing, AC, and septic needs.
No matter the size of the project or issue, we've got your back.
So, for a worry-free year, trust our team experts at Duck Duck Rooter.
Call us today at 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Happy New Year, Jacksonville. We are here for you.
Don't miss the biggest basketball rivalry in the city as your UNF Ospreys host the JU Dolphins in the River City Rumble. Friday, January 12th at UNF Arena. North Florida opens ASUN Conference play at home with JU, and this is a blue out. So remember to wear your blue. Friday, January 12th at UNF Arena, tipping off at 7. Get tickets at UNFospreys.com. UNFospreys.com. Swoop.
Upgrade your home with a winning combination of style and performance with custom windows and patio doors. For a limited time, get 20% off replacement windows and 23% off patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires January 31st and restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, proud to be the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
No dental insurance? No problem. Introducing the Care Plus program from the dental offices of Dr. James McCall. For only $625 per year, you will receive 2 cleanings and dental exams, a full set of x-rays, plus 1 emergency dental exam and x-ray. You'll also receive a 20% discount on all other services offered. Kids 12 and under will receive the same program for only $525. Call Dr. McCall today at 620-9225.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you be active, reach weight loss goals, and find your inner strength while you connect with your community. Family memberships at the Y include unlimited group exercise classes, childcare while you work out, and youth sports participation. It's easy to join the Y and affordable for all. Plus, the Y is a great place to meet a new circle of friends. Visit the Y near you or online at fcymca.org.
Post Game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
In back-to-back drives, the Jags had crucial turnovers before the end of the first half. QB Trevor Lawrence broke down the second interception in yesterday's loss to the Titans.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of timing stuff on that particular play. I don't think it has anything to do with practice or anything like that, but a little bit of timing stuff. I missed it inside. We weren't 100% on the same page there, but at the end of the day, I just missed the throw inside and just not a good throw. So that's a play that they made, and I think we had 2 turnovers, almost back to back there in the first half. So bad on me. Missed the throw, left it inside, and had them for completion if I throw it outside, so just missed it.
For more Trevor Lawrence, visit Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. David Garrard on Jaguars Today is brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers on 1010XL.
All right, a very disappointing Monday, disappointing conclusion, and that's an understatement to the Jaguars season. What changes will come, we'll have to wait to find out. I don't think we're going to hear about a big wave of firings. That's my opinion. No. If they come, I'm ready to shake it up. Let's shake it up if we have to. I will say this, for those who are questioning whether Doug Peterson's the guy, I'm not in that camp.
Nope.
I mean, look, guy took over the Urban Meyer mess and has won 9 games each of the last 2 years. And the Jags haven't done that in a long time. And I get it. He's responsible. He's ultimately responsible for everything that happens underneath him. But, I mean, we've been down this road how many times? How do you know the next guy won't be another Mike Mularkey or another at least we know this guy has a track record of getting teams to the postseason. He has won a Super Bowl. He did it head-to-head against Belichick. He did it with a backup quarterback. And granted, yes, did he have a great offensive line? Sure. You got to have some great players to win a Super Bowl, right? So I'm not at all – to me, if you're checking boxes, Doug Peterson, trouble, no trouble, I'm in no trouble. That's me personally. Others may disagree with that.
Look, I think back-to-back 9-win seasons for a coach that's won a Super Bowl in the league, I'm not seriously thinking about Doug Peterson not being the head coach. I do question why his level of commitment to Press Taylor is whatever it is, right? Because I don't expect anything to change. I really don't. I think Press Taylor is going to be the offensive coordinator. I think Caldwell's going to be the defensive coordinator. I think Balky's going to be the GM, and Peterson's going to be the coach. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think that is what should happen, right? I think with the way things happen down the stretch this season, they ought to make some kind of change. I think Press Taylor is a likely candidate for being top of my list for things that should change in here. And Doug, call the offense. You're an offensive coach. Call the offense and figure out what you're going to do with the offensive coordinator position. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think Press will be calling plays again next
Quite
year.
honestly, if Doug does take the play calling back, I don't even know. Does it really even matter who the offensive coordinator is? If
Not
Doug's
as
the
much,
play caller,
no.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because all he's doing is kind of instituting what Doug wants him to institute, and then Doug's going to decide which of the plays are the most effective. So, I mean, you could if you're going to change your offensive coordinator, but not give the new guy play calling duties. I don't even know why I'm for Doug Peterson being the guy with the play sheet in his hand on Sunday.
So yesterday's game, what makes you guys say Press Taylor did a bad job?
What makes me say specifically about yesterday?
Yeah, like, are you saying, man, if Doug Peterson had been calling the plays, we would have looked way better?
I think it's a fair question. I think the one that gets me is the sequence on 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't see that as being a big issue because I see the plays out there to be made. I mean, your quarterback throws an interception in a situation where you're like, who was he throwing it to? The receiver sat down and your ball was 5 yards down the field. It's not like you thought, oh, well, he should have been at 15 yards and not 10 yards. Why is he sitting down at 10 yards? I'm still throwing it to 15 yards. That has nothing to do with the play call. The play calls are called. The players have to go out and make the plays. He has an open receiver screaming down the field. Calvin Ridley is screaming down the field, and he misses him. That's not a bad play call. That was a great play call. So I'm not putting a lot of blame on Press Taylor, and I understand we are trying to find blame for a lot of people, but our quarterback was not at his best in these last 5 or 6 games. He was not at his best at all, and that there is something to that. I don't know if it was the injuries adding up. I'm sure a lot of it was the offensive line not being able to protect for a bunch of those games. I didn't see yesterday the offensive line not giving him enough time. I thought he had decent amount of time yesterday. He was just off. Like, he was just missing too many guys. And I've said this a few times. I'm still waiting for him to take that step to where we're not worried about him. Like, when Joe Burrow is out there playing, we're not thinking, oh, is he going to give us one of those drives where he just screws everything up? No, we're thinking he is going to make the plays. He is going to find his guys. That is where we need Trevor to get to.
That's fair. 641-1010. Let's get back out to the All-Pro Roofing phone line. Steve in St. Augustine next up. Hello, Steve.
Hello, how you guys doing? David, you just stole my thunder.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
but I do want to say I lived in Greenville when you played at ECU. And I really enjoyed watching you play there and here at the Jags. But anyway, look, my concern is the quarterback. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, he was 0-5 in his last 5 starts. And one of the biggest reasons we were 0-5 is he turned the ball over 10 times in 4 games. I'm not a smart man, but I know that, more than two times a game, the quarterback is handing the ball to the other team, okay? And he has yet to reach the level of Brunell. And, David, he is yet to reach the level that you played when you had some great seasons here at the Jags. He's not reached that level, okay? He does not make He does not have the knack of making a play in crucial situations when you really need it done. Okay, look at Josh Allen last night. Yeah, he turned the ball over twice, but when they really needed it done, what did he do? Trevor has never done that. In my opinion, I hope I'm wrong. I think we have a Ryan Tannehill. No better, no worse. I think we have just the guy.
Okay, appreciate it, Steve. I'm guessing he didn't watch the comeback from 27-0 down last year. To say Trevor's never done it, I think is
he did it over and over last year.
A little extreme.
Yeah.
The Baltimore game last year,
Dallas.
the Dallas game last
I've
year.
definitely given him a few games where I'm like, okay, he put the game on his shoulders and he went out there and took it.
And
from the other team.
he was having those kind of moments this year. They won 7 in a row. He was heating up.
Yeah.
And then he had 3 injuries in
Yeah.
back-to-back weeks.
And that's why I said I think maybe the injury started to catch up to him and the offensive line play started catching up.
It's hard to see any of that when they've lost 5 of 6.
And nobody is sitting here saying Trevor doesn't need to be better.
No.
Right?
No.
Nobody
Not
is
at all.
saying that, but I think like people go to extremes, like it's all or nothing.
No.
Right? Yes, he can improve, but I mean, I'm not looking for a new quarterback.
I haven't lost faith in him. I just want to see him play better over a consistent amount of time, not just here and there. And the ETN is balling, so that's why the defense is taking a lot of turnovers, and that's why I just want to see. I want to know that he is the guy, and we can always count on him, even when he doesn't come through. That's okay. We're not saying you're gonna be perfect, but you have to be the guy the majority of the time.
Right.
Right.
All right. And I'll say that in terms of yesterday, and again, I'm not absolving. He didn't play great, but he completed 2/3 of his passes.
Yeah.
Right? The one interception was clearly on Evan Ingram.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not. It hit him. It should have been a first down. It was right there. And the other interception, they didn't give up any points off of it. In fact, they got points late in the half when you didn't expect. You thought, oh my gosh, we went from maybe we're going to have a drive where we can cut this deficit to they're going to score and make it a 3-score game. And instead, the defense stepped up. And they had the miscue on the punt snap, and the Jags got 3 points out of it. Again, I'm not saying that was because of Trevor Lawrence. I'm just saying, like, in terms of what cost them to lose yesterday, to me, run defense is number one, number 2, number 3.
Defense for me yesterday was what the double hockey sticks happened.
Now, to be fair, Trevor Lawrence's last 3 games before that were all below 59% completion percentage, right?
Yeah.
So, again, I'm not sitting here going, look at this perfect guy. Why can't the rest of the team come up to his level?
He definitely looked like he was hurting us in those games where he was just struggling. I mean, when you're running with the ball and you just cough it up when nobody touches you, I mean.
Totally on him.
That is definitely on you.
Totally on him. Let's go to Colin on the south side next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Colin.
Morning, guys. Yeah, I'm trying not to overreact, and I just want to echo on the whole Doug Peterson thing and the camp that wants to just get rid of him. But I think that I'm going to be very disappointed going into the 24th season if Press Taylor is still our offensive coordinator. I think Doug Peterson needs to take control of the offense and call the plays. When you look at his offensive coordinator career when he was with Kansas City, he left there at 11-5, I think. 13-3, second season as the Eagles coach, then 9-7, 9-7, 4-11. So my biggest fear is that it's going to be somewhat of a repeat of that, and it seems that a lot of the common themes from yesterday's game were the same exact headlines in Philadelphia the years after the Super Bowl win. So I'm a little conflicted. I don't want to overreact, but I think Shad Khan needs to really just admit that he made some mistakes and that he's going to have to come at this with a whole aggressive new approach. Well,
let me just ask you, Colin, Shad Khan is not going to make any changes to the staff unless he fires the head guy. So other than Doug Peterson or Trent Baalke, what changes would you advocate Shad Khan to make?
I think Press Taylor needs to go.
That's not a Shad Khan decision, though. No owner should be meddling with a head coach's coaching staff and deciding.
No, of
right.
course, and I think that's where Peterson needs to come in and make that known. That's what I'm saying. He needs to come in and take control of the offense and go back to playing the calls. That's just my opinion.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
I just fear that yesterday's game is a glimpse into the 2024 season, and that by the end of the 24 season, it's going to be fire Doug Peterson, and that's just my biggest fear right now as Jags fan.
All right, appreciate it. I mean, it may be if they have another epic collapse or disappointment or whatever the case. Shad Khan stuck with Gus Bradley for years when he had the second worst record as a head coach in the history of the league for any coach who's coached 50 or more games. Doug Peterson's not even in his neighborhood in terms of ineffectiveness. When I hear Shad Khan needs to shake things up, there's only two things Shad can do, in my opinion, as a reasonable owner. That's GM, head coach. That's it. And if you're going to stay with that head coach, you got to live with that head coach's decision on the staff. Now, if you want to say Doug Peterson needs to shake it up, that's fine. Or if you want to say that Shad needs to get rid of Doug, that's your prerogative. I think a lot of people would like to move on from Trent Baalke. But if he doesn't do it, in the end,
I mean, can he have a conversation with the head coach and say, hey, what are you thinking about your coordinators, that kind of stuff?
Sure he can. But if Doug goes like, I'm keeping so-and-so, and Shad goes, you're not. Shad's not a football guy. I don't want to trust
I would think
Shad's.
it'd just be a conversation. Hey, what is your future plans?
Absolutely.
What do you think, and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. I would hope that those things happen every year with every organization, but maybe not. All right. Thank you, Colin. Let's go to Ted in Fleming Island before we hit the break. Ted, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, first thing, I think Baalke definitely needs to go. The draft classes have been absolutely horrible. And then I wanted to ask David, you go back to the first Texans game, going into the half, you complete the big play, and you don't get the 3 points, where you could have came out the second half, potentially made it a 6-point game or a 10-point game. Then you have this game, 8 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and you don't kick the field goal and get the points. And if you get another field goal, it's a 2-point game. You get the ball back at the end with a minute something to go. Now you feel like the pressure's kind of relieved off of you, and all you have to do is go get in field goal range. So the question to David is when you don't convert and you don't get them points, is it demoralizing to the quarterback's confidence and just constantly putting the quarterback in the team in stressful situations?
Yeah, I do think it gets deflating. I think you're moving the ball, getting the team in scoring position, and then you're not getting any points out of it. It is definitely deflating. Getting down into their side and throwing an interception, super deflating. So you always want to get points. And I was saying to myself at the end of the third quarter, we got to get some points here. We got to get some points. And then it carried into the fourth quarter, and I was like, but we got points. And so I was, pretty happy about that. But you always want to get down there. And if you're ever in scoring position, you want to come away with some points. I know we've talked about it all year, how aggressive Doug is going to be, which I'm cool with that too. But there's just certain situations in the games that you got to be able to read it and say, we just got to get 3 here. We just got to get some points on the board.
I think the one where they went on 4th and 7 speaks to their degree of confidence in Brandon McManus, quite frankly, right? I mean, you can try to kick the field goal. How confident are you that he's going to make that field goal? I think that's a big factor in it. And I would say this too, like most quarterbacks, Dave, I see they're always lead the offense on the field. Right? So are you if you leave them on the field and they don't convert, is that more damaging to their psyche rather than saying, no, we don't think you can get this. Let's bring out the kicker.
Yeah, not sometimes, a lot of times as players, you want to stay out there and prove that you can get it, and then you don't get it, and you're like, oh, shoot, we didn't get it. So sometimes the coach has to take that from you and say, no, come on off. We're going to get these 3, and we're going to cut that lead down some. And then it does help you feel a lot better. You never think coach doesn't have faith in us. It's 4th and 7. So if you throw a 4-yard route and he gets tackled, you completed it, but you didn't get it. So you got to help the players out sometimes because they always want to try to go for it.
All right, we'll take a timeout here. If you're on the line, if you show a little patience, we will get to you in hour number 2 coming up at 641-1010 on a Reaction Monday. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here. For Underdog Fantasy, your fantasy football season could be over, but you can still win money playing fantasy sports with Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game. How do you play? Well, you simply pick higher or lower on player stats throughout the NFL playoffs and spice up the games a little bit, and you can win up to 100 times your money if all your picks hit. Underdog is really easy to play, and it's even easier to get started. All you have to do is download the Underdog app or visit UnderdogFantasy.com and use promo code 1010XL when you sign up. And if you do, Underdog will double your first deposit all the way up to $100, and they'll give you a special pick of higher than 1/2 total yards to use on your first pick'em entry. It's a gimme. Look, you know I love daily fantasy sports. It's why I play Underdog Fantasy. So why don't you sign up using promo code 1010XL and get in on the action? You must be 18 or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. If you're concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Jaguars Today Monday on 1010XL
is brought to you by
Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute studios. He graduated from JU and has his PhD in Jags.
Exactly what are you a doctor of?
Mike DeRocco is ESPN's Jaguar reporter, and we get his insight every Thursday from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Brought to you by Lloyd's Heating and Air.
Wrestling is coming home. Here in the shadows of the home of the Jaguars. On Wednesday, January 10th. The energy in this building is amazing. Don't miss this elite homecoming celebration when AEW returns to Daly's Place. Listen to the ovation. We will be there live when all your favorite AEW Dynamite and Rampage stars kick off 2024 with a bang. Don't miss Chris Jericho. I'm one of the greatest to ever do this. The Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, Orange Cassidy, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, Chris Statlander, Eddie Kingston, Tony Storm. Sheeta, Swerve, Hook, the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland, Saraya, Darby Allin, The Acclaimed. Everyone loves me! And be there live to pay tribute to the icon Sting. Don't miss AEW's homecoming celebration at Daly's Place. Tickets are on sale now. Go to AEWTix.com. Card, something to change.
Here's Ben and John Lupo, owners of Beards Diamonds.
It's funny, my dad has sold people engagement rings, and now I'm selling their kids engagement rings and anniversary gifts and birthday gifts.
We're blessed with the relationships we've built over the years.
Check out our full inventory at beardsdiamonds.com.
Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
W's and L's are what it's all about in football season, and you know you want to be a winner. Well, don't forget about calling Florida Home AC at 777-4300 before all your friends come over and that AC or heating unit conks out. You'll have that L on your forehead, and that sticks. Make sure your AC can handle the heat and invite the gang over for a win. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, with prompt and quick service to make sure you stay cool in the heat and warm in the winter.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and this month I want to talk to you about welcoming the winds of change in your life. But so often, when we see the winds of change coming our way, our immediate response is to fight it. Friends, when you see things in your life changing, when the winds of change are coming your way, don't fight it, but embrace it. Recognize that God is stirring you up so that you too can soar like an eagle.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Bank in the 2023 Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards, and it's easy to see why. I go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the new Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what Wonderworld wants you to do. Wonderworld knows there are other window companies out there.
But we also know those other guys. When compared to Window World, they can't offer you the quality at the price that Window World can.
And with Window World, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, Window World and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with Window World, and to top it off, Window World windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with Window World. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call Window World today and get your free in-home estimate or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Frank Frangie here. I was born and raised in Jacksonville, and I love living here. But I also know how bad bugs are in Florida. So I trust Orange Environmental Services to handle all my pest control needs because they've got the best technicians and effective treatment. Their name may be orange, but they think green. Orange Environmental has been serving the First Coast for over 50 years, and they now offer complete lawn maintenance services. Call Orange Environmental Services for peace of mind from bug problems today. Call them at 272-3284. That's 272-3284.
Here's your 1010XL local sports update, sponsored by First Coast Honda Dealers. Billy Napier and Company added their second safety from the transfer portal this weekend, as former Tulane safety DJ Douglas is the latest football player to find a new home in Gainesville via the portal after making his official visit to the campus on last Wednesday. Washington takes on Michigan in tonight's college football national championship game. Quarterback Michael Penix Jr. says playing in it is a dream come true.
Man, it's a dream come true, to be honest. It's something that, you dream of as kids.
Gators' new quarterback recruit, DJ Lagway, received the Gatorade Award National Play of the Year trophy from Gator royalty Emmitt Smith.
It was surreal. It was truly a blessing, and I'm just excited. I was really excited. I still am. So, yeah.
That's your 1010XL local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 11:05, it's 59 degrees. Time and set brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers.
All right, we'll either get through it together or we won't get through it. Jags crushing disappointment of losing 5 of their last 6 and falling out of playoff contention in the final week of the season after starting 8-3 with all kinds of high expectations. Your reaction, welcome at 641-1010 on the All-Pro Roofing phone lines. We'll go to Matt and Callahan next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
We're all right, Matt. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Just the, grumbling the same grumbles. It's frustrating to know that you can come out there and Tennessee's going to punch you in the face. Derek's going to try to have a big game after you shut him completely down the last time you saw him. And the fact that we come out there as soft as I've ever seen them play and literally just get dominated by a team that wasn't better than them if you want to look at it on paper. And it's kind of frustrating, especially when you lose 5 of 6, and the only win we have wasn't with our Golden Boy quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I thought he might have learned something getting to sit out last week. I've been saying sit him out when he's hurt. Pay attention, study a little bit when you're watching from the sideline. But he went back to the same stuff. One read guy, like Arden Key said. He's making that first throw. He's not going through his read. He's quick to just hit the panic button. So, I don't know. It's frustrating. We got a long way until we get to talk about this for real again. So, anyway, I enjoy listening to y'all every day. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. DG, appreciate you.
Yes,
and
sir.
Y'all have yourself a good day and take your comments off the air.
All right, thank you, Matt. I think any quarterback in the National Football League quarterbacking the Jags last week wins that game. Your defense doesn't allow any points.
Yeah.
And Carolina can't move the ball on you.
A field goal might win the game. Yeah, I think any quarterback in the league gets it done.
Any quarterback. So I'm not going, oh, wow, CJ did go 1-0. Like, I understand the circumstance. Like, hey, if the Jags defense didn't allow any points yesterday, we would have won that game too.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I didn't get the sense that Trevor was panicking in this game
No.
yesterday. I thought he made some bad throws.
Just thought he was off sometimes.
But I never
And Josh Allen got to play a game with the mistakes he was making last night where he needed to score 17 to win, right? Against a really good Miami offense. They needed 17 points to win. Jacksonville gave up the most points on the year to the Tennessee Titans. Couldn't stop Derrick Henry at all. I'm not saying that there are no issues for Trevor Lawrence in the offense in that game yesterday. The defense was a much more glaring problem in that football game yesterday. They couldn't stop Derrick Henry any better than that was pathetic.
But hear us when we are acknowledging Trevor's level of play this year ain't getting it done if you want to be a championship caliber team.
No.
He's got to take a bigger step
And it makes I'm okay if they wait till after next season to really talk about the contract. Fine.
Yeah.
I'm cool with letting him play out year 4. We'll see what happens. We still have the 5th-year option. We can franchise tag him after that, right? Like, I'm fine playing towards that direction at this point based on what we saw this year. It doesn't mean that I don't still think at some point Trevor Lawrence is going to get a long-term deal in Jacksonville.
Right.
I think that's the eventual outcome of this entire thing. I'm fine if it doesn't happen this offseason.
See, now, and I agree with you. I hear the guys on the drill talking about this morning, and they're saying, hey, look, if you had signed Josh Allen last year to that massive extension, you might have saved some money. All right, but if you had done that, you would have been saying, well, wait a minute. What has Josh Allen done to show us he's worthy of being a top-of-the-market guy? He's been good. He hasn't been top of the market good.
Nope.
Now he has been.
Yeah.
So you wait, and why didn't – well, we had the 5th-year option. We played it out with him, and now it's probably going to cost you more on a per-year basis to retain Josh Allen than it would have. So there are gambles to it. I'm pretty confident, like Tony said, they're eventually going to be giving Trevor Lawrence that contract, and it's not going to be that Daniel Jones contract. It's going to be
top of the market,
$50 million. It may not be the top of the market, but it's going to be up there, pushing that tax bracket. So, part of that calculation is, well, if we wait and do it now, what is our salary cap situation going to look like? If we do it, or if we wait and do it a year from now or whatever, I'm 100% with you. If they want to wait a year and that's the direction they go, fine. I'm not going to get caught up in the actual dollar figure because quarterbacks get overpaid in this league. Me personally, maybe others feel differently. I'm not looking for the next quarterback for the Jags. I think Trevor Lawrence still has all the promise to be everything they need him to be. And has flashed that at times. At times he's had stretches where he's done it consistently. Hasn't done it enough. For sure. And he needs to continue to get better. There's no question about it. But if you remember how long it takes to find a good quarterback, and you put all your chips in the middle of the table on Blake Bortles or whomever, and it's like, man, do you really want to go down that road again? So it's difficult. On the one hand, you say, he ain't worth Burrow money. Maybe he's not. But at the same time, do you want to be that team that's searching for their next quarterback as well? So maybe you do. And if you do, that's fine. And we can have that conversation then.
So
but
you're saying you would potentially pay him a little sooner than he's actually showing you, okay, he should be being paid top dollar. Because you could save a little money as opposed to when he is now playing a year and a half from now like a baller, and you're like, well, shoot.
Might cost me another $15 million a year. I don't know. I'm not saying that that's a hard and fast rule. I'm not drawing a line saying this is how it has to be. I'm just saying this is what you've got to consider as a front office in part.
Yeah.
Like, what is the likelihood that you're not going to sign Trevor Lawrence to a long-term extension or not want to? I think it's minuscule.
And it can work either way. It's not like Lamar Jackson isn't playing at an MVP level for Baltimore this year after going through the 6 years, right? Like they still got their guy. He's their guy, right? Like in the end, it worked out for everybody involved. With Lamar Jackson, right now, given what we saw in year 3, it makes sense if they want to wait one more year and say, show me.
I think you should absolutely wait at this time. You've got to get more. You can't come off a season like this and be like, okay, now here's
$50 million a year.
No, you just can't do that. It's just, I wouldn't want him to do it because I would want the player to feel like, oh, well, now what's the
There's no question about
exactly. Like now, come after a season where you did very well most of the season and we're in the playoffs and everybody's feeling good because nobody's going to question the contract at that time. if you gave him something this offseason, there's a lot of people that's going to be like, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah. All right, let's get Taylor on the south side next up. Hello, Taylor.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. What's up?
So not to beat a dead horse, because I know a couple callers called in earlier, but I got two quick things. To me, I don't want a locker room cancer inside the locker room, and you don't want somebody who throws their controller. But it just seems like nobody on the team has emotion. You don't see anybody pissed off doing a players-only meeting on the sideline, trying to hold each other accountable. That's kind of my one big gripe. And then my other one, it pressed Taylor. I want to see Doug Peterson kind of hold his feet to the fire or make a change. The play calling this year has just been terrible. The bubble screens to the sideline, we go for it on fourth down. That Trevor throws to Zay Jones, and it's a 3-yard pass. Like, you shouldn't even be looking at that guy. He's not even past the first down. I don't know. The frustration to me is the play calling, but I'll take your guys' answers off the air.
Appreciate it. I doubt Zay was the primary receiver on that play, right? So when you get to clock's ticking, okay.
You got to find somebody.
I throw it to a guy who's open. Maybe he can make a play above. It was like we all. Oh, really? 4th and 7. You're going to throw it 3 or 4 yards, like with guys in position to tackle him.
Yeah.
I almost feel like on that play, Dave, it's better to throw it to whoever is the deepest receiver, even if he's covered, because maybe you get a penalty, or maybe he outfights the guy for the football,
makes a play.
But I think you guys as quarterbacks are looking for. Well, I know I can complete this play. And I'm going to give him a chance to make it.
Sometimes it's not natural to just take a chance, like when you're not in the flow of the play, even in the game. So you're going through your reads and you're trying to get it to the person that is more open. And sometimes it's that guy. He completed it. The guy is right there draped all over him. There was a situation later in the game on that last drive where he hits Evan Ingram for like a 1-yard gain. And I'm thinking, no. Just sail it over his head. That's not going to help you. Him catching it at the sideline, trying to fight to get out of bounds, and your time is running off the clock. So, but that's just a quarterback continuing to grow and learn how to play.
By the way, if Doug Peterson doesn't want Press Taylor, I believe, is implementing the philosophy. Now, the play calling, what play you call, is up to the play caller. But the philosophy of going for it on 4th down. Doug Peterson.
That is Doug Peterson.
That's Doug. I mean,
100.
Doug
Press isn't saying, no, Doug, keep them on the field. We're going for it.
I'm Dan Campbell. I'm going to go for it regardless. So, right. He's not overruling Doug. Like, if Doug doesn't want to go for it on 4th and 7, they're not going for it on 4th and 7.
And they have their 4th down plays. Usually it's not 4th and 7, but so he's calling like a 3rd and 7 type play in that situation. But they've repped them. Doug has approved all of them. He's in the meetings with Press. He's going through the stuff with the quarterbacks. He was a quarterback, so he's generally going to be in the quarterback room most of the time.
We know where Doug stands. Hey, Doug talks about players overplay. Like the
absolutely.
plays
That's why I don't get as bent out of shape over Press. Like there's guys out there make plays.
But ultimately, one of the reasons that Doug fell out of favor in Philadelphia was he was seen as too loyal to his staff. That so I think it's fair game to it's all fair game to question.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as we do it in a mostly respectful manner. I mean, I put it this way: I don't think anybody here suggests that Doug Peterson doesn't want to win. Did he do a good enough job this year to get it done? No, because they missed. They were the clear favorite in the division. It's one thing you can be a team where a 9-8 season is a hell of a season.
Yeah.
That wasn't this team.
No.
Wasn't supposed to be this team this year. Based on where they finished last year, it's your choice collectively what pieces you add to the mix, what philosophical changes or non-changes you're going to make, and all these things. So this team should have won double-digit games in its sleep this year, honestly. But unfortunately, maybe not, because it seemed like too often they played asleep.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, even earlier in the season, how many times did we come in here and say, man, we beat a team by like 25 points, but we're critiquing a lot. We're constantly critiquing after each one of these wins. Like, we just put up 34 points, but we're in here. It feels like we're still critiquing a lot more. Now, the win helped make everything feel a lot better, but there was still a lot of criticism going on.
There can be that, but like in the end, man, like Tony pointing out the Buffalo game last night, was it pretty for the Bills?
No.
Are they division champs? Yeah. And guess what? They realize next week that game has no bearing on what they do next week unless they let it, right? And so found a way to win, move on to the next one. Maybe that's the part of the answer. We just need to value a win by any means.
Yeah, we stopped finding ways to win.
Oh, for sure. We found plenty of ways to do the other thing. Yeah. All right, 641-1010. Stay on there. We'll keep getting your reaction to the Jaguars' season-ending loss and the season that was 28-20 at the hands of the hated Tennessee Titans. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Studios. He graduated from JU and has his PhD in Jags.
Exactly what are you a doctor of?
Mike DeRocco is ESPN's Jaguar reporter, and we get his insight every Thursday from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Brought to you by Lloyd's Heating and Air.
Start your new year off healthy. Get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
January is always about new year, new me. But this year, instead of wasting money on workout equipment that will eventually be holding up clothes more than shedding fat, or a gym membership card that gets pulled out of your wallet less than your driver's license, why not update that crusty kitchen sink faucet? Or maybe even splurge on a new throne for the bathroom. At Duck Duck Rooter, we are here to transform hapless New Year's resolutions into tangible plumbing upgrades to start the year off right. Contact them today. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Golfers, when's the last time you played Cimarron? New ownership, improved greens, fairways, and tee boxes, a new clubhouse, interior, exterior, including the Stone and Barrel Tap House, indoor-outdoor bar, live music. Practice, learn, and play program is only $59 a month. Unlimited range balls, weekly clinic from teaching professionals. Golf every day, $25 after 2 o'clock. Whether you scratch or just like getting out with your buddies, you have to try the new Cimarron Golf Club on 210.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Hello. Every great call comes to you on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Just pick up your telephone and dial.
Listen for great phone interviews all day on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
We'll talk on the phone.
On 1010XL.
With Christmas behind us in 2024 here, the last thing you want to hear is somebody trying to sell you something. That's why at Underwoods, we'd like to stop and just say thank you to all the people that came in our stores over the last year. Whether you bought from us or not, we want to thank you for stopping by and giving us the chance to help. You know, in Florida, there are a lot of people trying to sell you jewelry, but at Underwoods, we consider it an honor to have somebody come in and just give us that chance to help, and if we do a good job, we might get a chance to serve again. Having served North Florida since 1928, all of us here understand what a customer really gives us during that visit to Underwoods: their trust. And it's up to us to do everything we can to keep it. So on behalf of everybody on the Underwood team, thanks again for coming into our stores. And we wish each of you a Happy New Year.
Denny Thompson here. Are you a home builder looking for a reliable low-voltage partner? Look no further than Tyson Sound & Security. They've been working hard with large and small builders for 15 years. Here's why they are the top choice. They will enhance your home buyer's home experience by offering custom home design appointments, and your budget stays intact while they deliver top quality services. Builders, send your plans over today to bid. Tyson Sound & Security, security and home automation experts.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Universal Roof and Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game. Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
Evan Ingram shined bright for Jacksonville against Tennessee. The teal and black tight end finished the contest with 79 yards on 10 receptions and added 1 touchdown in what was a solid outing for the 7-year pro. Ingram put on a showcase that would make any Jags fan happy, and the fan base should be excited for what he has in store next year. Evan Ingram is your Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
Hey, Jags fans, are you tired of roof leaks raining on your parade? Don't worry, Universal Roof and Contracting has got you covered. Their expert team of roofers will get your roof back in the game so you can focus on cheering on the Jags. Locally owned and operated, they've serviced Florida homeowners for over 30 years. Visit universalroof.com to schedule your free estimate today. Universal Roof and Contracting, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 1330747, CBC 1258484.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars Today on 1010XL with David Garrard. Brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers.
Is that us, Pockets? Are we back?
Oh, we back.
Really looking forward to the opportunity. All right, here we go. Reaction Monday. Let's jump right back into these calls because folks have been hanging on. We'll try to be a little quicker getting through them here at 641-1010 on the All-Pro Roofing phone lines. Everyone's done a pretty reasonable job.
Yeah.
And, people are upset. We get it.
Yep.
And you have every right to feel however you feel about things. And everyone's handling you're making your points, but
I feel
not
like we need a
over the
fan
top.
to flip a table or something.
Well, that's usually what they say about the coaching
That's
staff.
what I'm saying.
How
I need
else
a
do we
plan.
know you care?
Yeah,
Right,
I
if
need
you're
them to
not
flip a
flipping
table,
the table.
maybe break their iPad.
iPad, yeah. At least, if
Not-
I don't
not
have
your
a video
iPod.
of you
Hopefully you don't
smashing
have an iPod, but-
your is that not a thing anymore?
Negative.
Says the old man.
Shouldn't be.
I don't know. I never had one.
Your iPod's on the iPhone now.
I never had
Yes.
one. I do
Just
walk
some
around.
music app,
I need some Bluetooth headphones if anyone wants to get me a gift. Because the normal little earbud thing
They don't work
with the
for me.
wire doesn't fit into my phone. So I don't know.
They have an adapter for it.
Yeah, they might, but it's like that tiny,
Yeah.
that
It's time-
tiny little hole
It's time
on the bottom
for
there.
Bluetooth headset.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. But or I could just carry the phone in my hand.
Don't do that. Don't leave the music playing.
Oh, I'm that guy. I totally. I don't care. What do I care? I
Grew up with a boombox. Leave him alone.
I want the neighbors to know that I have good taste in music, right? As I'm listening to Crystal Blue Persuasion yesterday, or 2 days ago, I guess it was. I mean, you don't know Crystal Blue Persuasion?
Oh, yeah.
Come on,
I've
now.
never heard all those words put together
Oh,
like that before.
you've heard that song. Shut up. All right. Yeah, like you're so young over there.
I've never heard of that.
All right, that's
group,
fine.
Band or
It's not a band. It's Tommy James and the Shondells is what it is. But you would not.
You keep putting more words
Yeah,
together.
I know. I'm not helping my case. Let's go to Kirk in Clarksville, Tennessee, who told us he was going to be in Jacksonville as the Jags were in Tennessee, I believe. Kirk, what's up?
Indeed, and I'm on my way back to Tennessee now. Listen, Crystal Blue Persuasion.
Yeah, he
Man,
still
that
hasn't
was
heard
so
it.
good.
He still hasn't heard it. All right, what can we do
I'm gonna
for
look
you,
him up
Kirk?
in the break.
Okay, so I've been listening to all the comments this morning, and some from the drill, and I would love to make a montage of it, but I can't because I'm driving. But anyway, I'm gonna try. Okay, I don't know who it was, Hickens or whatever, said that they're they didn't give a rat's a-double about whether they're going to be a ticket holder anymore or any of that stuff. It was very funny stuff. And then all of this stuff that we've had with how everybody's evaluating what's going on. You stole my thunder, David, and you stole my thunder, Mike, because I was going to go into that thing about Press Taylor and Doug in Philadelphia, but you took it. That's okay. It's all good. All I got to say is give that man a hot dog. We'll be back next
All right.
year.
Thank you, Kirk. Appreciate it. Let's go to Steve in Melbourne. Steve, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Oh, what a day. I agree with Dave in a way. It's more of guys need to make plays and everything, but I do have a bit of a gripe with Press about his situational play calling. I mean, you're doing the rollout on the goal line, which apparently, if you watch tape, unless he's running it in himself, that's Trevor's. It's been his Achilles heel. And also, it also seemed like he wasn't on his best game. I saw a couple shoulder shrugs, like something's bothering him. And the run game that he's normally good at, where he will take it himself, is kind of taken away because I'm not going to say afraid, but he doesn't want to get hurt even more. And you take that away, takes a big portion of the game away. And I also agree Balky should be gone because apparently his big thing is drafting in the trenches, and we got nothing. And my last and final thing, Dave, you play quarterback. He's trying to do the jump over the pile. He should know the blocking scheme because you see, besides Fortner just whipping on it, you see Scher and you see Cleveland blocking their guys to the right, blocking them right into you, jumping over the pile, which I question Trevor's judgment calls at points during games. And I'll take your comments off.
All right, thanks, Steve. Certainly, he questioned his own judgment.
Yeah.
Say, if you're going to do that, you got to make it. You have to make it.
You got to be right.
Here's the thing. When it worked last year, it was like, oh, legend. Right? I mean, so.
Well, if it works, then great.
Exactly. But that's it, right? So,
yeah.
If you're not going to fault him for trying it when it works, like, I get it. It was terrible, and I don't disagree. If the blocking is not set up for it, if the guy,
So that's the thing.
It seems like a bad decision.
That's my only problem with that play is if he didn't alert his center and two guards, then how are you trying to run a sneak with somebody pulling or anything like that? Because so when I played, it was a sneak, so sneaker, so I could say Nike, and I would just say it real quietly just to my guys. I just need those three. Adidas, but Nike came off the tongue a little easier. Nike, and then I wouldn't even say set hut. It was just me goosing my center, him giving me the ball, and they knew to take off because it was just us three. But if I don't tell them and I just take it and try to jump over them, the blocking scheme isn't helping me.
I understand.
For that situation. So that's my only problem if he didn't alert those guys.
Sounds like we need to practice QB sneaks.
You know what I get out there, Tony? I'd be like, pro kid. And Dave would be like, I don't understand, old man. I don't know what you're talking about, pro kid.
You know, that's funny you say that. My wife said they're in the shotgun so much nowadays, they don't even know how to do that. They don't even have the good feel of being under center and being able to run a good QB sneak. They are. Every team, especially even ours, we're in the shotgun so this is me being the old man right now.
You watch the league, man. 3rd and 4th and 1, it's from the shotgun so
they're
much.
on the goal line, and they're in the shotgun. College, they're in the shotgun with victory formation. Let's make victory formation even harder by having the ball travel through the air, and I got to catch it.
Same in high school, too.
Or we could just call victory formation and hand it off and score a touchdown.
We could do that.
That'd be a good try. Maybe we should have tried that.
Maybe we should have.
Hey,
guys,
are we ahead?
We're
victory formation.
done.
Yeah.
You know what? You guys played great today. D-line, don't even try.
Congratulations.
Look at us. We're in victory formation. You know the rules of victory formation. You don't get to rush.
No hitting us. Let's go to Kevin in Savannah next on Jaguars Today.
Might be on to something, guys.
Kevin, good morning.
Good morning. Before I get to my point, I have a quick question for David. Does there have to be a snap count in the NFL? I mean, I played center in high school, and I'd talk to the quarterback and say, look, when we see this look, when you get under me, I'm going to snap it. We're going to go. And can they do that in the NFL? Because I don't ever see that where it's just really the two people taking off.
Unfortunately, they can't because they're in the shotgun. But yes, you can do that.
In theory.
You should be able to do that, but they're just under center so few times nowadays that they don't have that, chemistry anymore.
To my point, I'd like to respectfully disagree with David on the offensive coordinator not being the problem. I mean, things that we do that other teams don't do with the consistency we do. We have so many delay games. We checking each other with the lineup. They're having trouble lining up all the time. We can't execute a screen pass. We blame the receiver or the quarterback on so many incomplete passes that somebody ran the wrong route or Trevor made a bad throw. We hear that all the time. We have false starts. We throw, like you were talking about before, short on first down, going for short yardage on first down. We always complete a shorter pass. How many times this year, not too many, but it seems like every time we get a good first down run and it's 2nd and 2, what do you do at that point? Most of the times, NFL, everyone takes a shot. Not necessarily a bomb, but go down the field with the ball because you got 2 plays to make. They hardly ever do that. They have 2nd and 2, and they run the ball. I'm like, what? They're just wasting a chance to get down the field. But I just think that Press Taylor, since Jim Bob Cooter is gone, they're just not the same. I don't know why, but I don't know. I just see a lot of stuff that can be corrected at practice. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, Kevin. Go ahead.
Okay, so there's way too much for me to get into. I could say a lot about that, and that's fine. I'm just talking about a coach calls a play, you run the play. You should be able to line up. You should be able to run the right route. You should be able to throw the ball to him. But if you're talking about his practice habits, the way that he communicates to the team, those kind of things, now then that's different. I can't see that. I can't tell you he's dropping the ball, Press Taylor, as an offensive coordinator because he's not going over the plays enough. He's not making sure everybody is super dialed in and all those kind of things. I am just saying when he calls a play and I see my QB throw the ball 2 or 3 yards over somebody's head or somebody whiffs a block, your quarterback gets smacked. Like that's not.
You doubt that was part of the game plan?
I doubt that's part of the game plan.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that can go into, yes, we could definitely get a much better offensive coordinator. Just doesn't mean the plays are going to be way better. You
Also,
still got to execute them.
On the 3rd and short or the 2nd and short, right? I really feel this team feels like it might need multiple cracks to pick up that yard or 2, and that's why they're running it multiple times. Or because it's teams that, all right, we pick up 9, it's 2nd and 1. We'll take that shot because we know on 3rd and 1 we can get a yard. This team doesn't know they can get a yard. I do think that's a factor in the whole thing. By the way, they were 8 of 14 on 3rd down.
And also, one more thing, sorry. If you want to take shots, maybe he's not taking these shots because he's not feeling good about the
protection
offensive line.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not feeling good about the way the quarterback is throwing the ball at that time.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to get completions so that everybody can feel better and feel that they're doing a good job with their job.
They took shots yesterday.
They did.
59-yard touchdown and then off the fingertips.
Oh, gosh
on
almighty.
what could have been another one, basically. All right. We'll come back, final segment, try to get as many of you in as we can. Quick look around the rest of the National Football League as we wrap things up. This is Jaguars Today on a Reaction Monday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Well, you can start your new year right by taking care of your belly. If you're hungry, look, you're going to be hungry driving around Duval, right? It's so spread out. Whether it's just needing a snack to get you through the rest of the afternoon, maybe you didn't plan, you want a little breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Dandy's got great food options for on the go. Wherever you are, there's a Gate location nearby you, so why don't you swing in, try that hot roast beef and provolone, maybe an Italian combo that'll melt in your mouth, or an all-white meat, spicy buffalo chicken. They've got so many different varieties. They also have light options, protein packs, fruit cups, veggie trays, you name it, something for everybody. Probably as many as 30-plus varieties of food from Dandy at a particular Gate station. So swing in, fill up the tank, and fill up your belly, and know that it's locally sourced from a local company, Dandy Foods. And do what I do when you're hungry. Go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars Today Monday
on 1010XL
is brought to you by Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union from the JOI Studios. He graduated from JU and has his PhD in Jags.
Exactly what are you a doctor of?
Mike DeRocco is ESPN's Jaguar reporter, and we get his insight every Thursday from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Brought to you by Lloyd's Heating and Air.
Honey-do list around the house just getting longer? First Coast Home Pros has handyman services you can trust. From bathroom remodeling to home repairs, First Coast Home Pros has you covered. Go to firstcoasthomepros.com.
Wrestling is coming home. Here to shout out the home of the Jaguars. On Wednesday, January 10th. The energy in this building is amazing. Don't miss this elite homecoming celebration when AEW returns to Daly's Place. Listen to the ovation. We'll be there live when all your favorite AEW Dynamite and Rampage stars kick off 2024 with a bang. Don't miss Chris Jericho. I'm one of the greatest to ever do this. The Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, Orange Cassidy, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, Chris Statlander, Eddie Kingston, Tony Storm. Sheeta, Swerve, Hook, the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland, Saraya, Darby Allin, The Acclaim. Everyone loves me! And be there live to pay tribute to the icon Stitch. Don't miss AEW's homecoming celebration at Daly's Place. Tickets are on sale now. Go to AEWTix.com. Card subject to change.
This is Hayes Carline here to help you break free from the chains of pest infestation. The talk of this town is Kingfish Pest Control. By now, many of your neighbors have already joined the Kingfish Revolution, leaving their homes and lawns protected and pest-free. Now it's your turn. Call Kingfish Pest Control and say goodbye to termites, ants, mosquitoes, and other annoying pests. Trust me, you'll get exceptional service and understand why your neighbors and I use Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jaguars.
When you head out for a night with friends or going to the big game, don't forget the best game plan to win the night is to designate a driver and guarantee a safe ride home. Hydrating between buds is the best play you can make. Bud Light, reminding all to drink wiser.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com
so you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
All year long you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air we always play fair. We make the difference 'cause we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
JEA is dedicated to keeping your utility costs down, so we offer programs and solutions to help you use less and save more. From simple and easy tips that reduce usage to free in-home efficiency assessments that show you ways to be more energy and water efficient, and efficiency rebates that help you save on appliance upgrades. Because as your community-owned, not-for-profit utility, we're here to serve you, and only you. To learn more, visit JEA.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. When researching any product or service, we want to know what other customers had to say about it. Were they happy? Did they receive the results promised? What if that company had a customer satisfaction score of 98%? I don't know about you, but for me, I'm in. Let's say you're searching weight loss programs. I'm sure you'd be satisfied with a company that had a 75 or 80% success ratio because, well, it's weight loss. Anything higher than 80% would be a shocker. Well, Awaken 180 clients give them a score of 98%. And we're not talking about 10 or 20 people. Awaken 180 has helped me and over 21,000 other clients achieve what no other diet, workout plan, or injection has been able to do before. 9 years, 21,000 clients, and over 700,000 pounds lost with the solution for weight loss. Do what Matt Hayes and I did. Succeed with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or reserve your consultation at awaken180weightloss.com.
Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying. They can also signal a major problem or electrical emergency. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888-8-SPARKY. Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Pella Windows and Doors. Look, it's kind of cooling down right now. I love opening my windows up this time of year. If you're looking to upgrade your windows in your home, I want you to visit the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Ask about their latest hurricane and impact-resistant windows and doors, rated #1 by Consumer Reports in all 3 main window categories. You want quality, style, and protection? Visit PellaJacks.com and the showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. That's Pella Windows and Doors, online at PellaJacks.com.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
Postgame Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jags defense could not prevail when it came to stopping Derrick Henry in the loss to the Titans. The Jacksonville native rushed for a season high of 153 yards against the Jags. Coach Doug Peterson spoke on the frustrations on defense.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole game plan, right? I mean that's what you got to do, and you know that coming in, and that's the frustrating part. That's the disappointing part, that you know what's coming and you still can't stop it. And great player. Listen to me, he's a great player and he's a load, and give him credit. You know, he had a good game today.
For more Doug Peterson, visit Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's still throwing passes. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers.
All right, now you can't say you've never heard Crystal Blue Persuasion because I played a snippet for you on the break. You can say you don't know it. That's fine.
I still don't know it.
I understand. It's all good.
But it's quality, though. It's not bad.
It wasn't the worst thing you've ever heard.
It was not.
All right, fair enough. Let's move on. We got a lot to get to here in the final few minutes. Let's take a look around the rest of the National Football League.
Now, gems around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Washington has fired head coach Ron Rivera. The Atlanta Falcons have fired head coach Arthur Smith after 3 seasons, and the Carolina Panthers have fired general manager Scott Fitterer. Detroit tight end Sam Laporta left their game against the Vikings and was unable to return. An MRI revealed that Laporta suffered a hyperextended knee and a bone bruise. He is expected to miss some time. The Lions host the LA Rams in a wild-card game this week. Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts had his middle finger dislocated on his throwing hand and left their loss against the Giants yesterday without being able to return. Hurts said after the game that he will just take it day to day. Wide receiver A.J. Brown left the game with a knee injury, but it's not believed to be serious. Safety Sidney Brown will undergo further testing today, but is believed to have suffered a torn ACL. For the Eagles yesterday, in Philadelphia star T.J. Watt suffered a grade 2 MCL sprain on Saturday in their win over the Baltimore Ravens. The injury will not require surgery, but it is expected to keep him out for multiple weeks.
By the way, and again, it doesn't have to make you feel any better. Eagles lost to the Niners, Cowboys, Seahawks, Cardinals, and Giants. The latter two not exactly world beaters among their last 6 games. Lost 5 out of the last 6. Jalen Hurts was MVP contender last year.
Yeah.
Probably should have won it, honestly, particularly when he didn't play the last few weeks and they lost 2 or 3 games when he wasn't in there. But so,
and they're going to the playoffs and they're still
because they had won enough ahead of time.
Fire everybody.
Well, right, and if it's a quick exit, clean house. So you're not alone. Again, doesn't have to make you feel better. Yeah. All right, Pockets, why don't you fire it up there?
10-10 Take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 Take. Brought to you by J&M Roofing Jacksonville, your storm restoration specialists.
Oh, look, I think everyone has done a pretty good job keeping things respectful today. You should be mad. You should be disappointed. Whatever adjectives you want to use to describe your pain are all fair game. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be right back here hoping that the moves they make this season, this offseason, are the right ones, right? Like, would I move on from Trent Baalke? Yeah, we would have fired him a couple of years ago. But if he comes back, I'm not going to root for him to fail so we can get rid of him next year. I'm going to root for him to succeed so the team can succeed. And I think most people are probably in that camp. Like, I get it. They're not going to make all the moves we'd like them to make. this offseason. I hope they make more right ones than wrong ones, and I hope that Trevor Lawrence continues to take steps forward to fulfill the promise that I still believe he has. I think you can win big with Trevor Lawrence as your quarterback. I haven't lost faith in that. That doesn't mean he doesn't need to play better. So everybody needs to look themselves in the mirror right now with this football team and play better. Let's get a couple in. Try to make a quick comment, and we'll move along here in the final few minutes. Chris on the south side, what's top on your mind, Chris?
Good morning. How you doing? No, I just wanted to say something real quick. I think that the team kind of showed its fortitude or lack of. I think personally, the Tampa Bay game when they were down 20-0, at that point, it didn't matter what we did at Carolina, because I feel like what we were lacking was put on display, and I feel like even with Trevor, I feel like the difference between this year and last year was he kind of even said it himself. Like when the certain play of the quarterback is elevated, he kind of raises his intensity up. And maybe it has something to do with him being hurt or something like that. But I feel like these last recent quarterbacks have been really journeymen. And it could be that he's been hurt, but just it kind of counters what he did last year off of that philosophy. Like when the quarterback play is elevated, his play is elevated. And I didn't see that this year.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Let's get one more here. Steve on the south side. Go ahead, Steve.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hey, I was just trying to understand the Jaguars and the definition of insanity, because it's like the team is so overhyped, and then when they get up against a real team, they just fold. And then it just lingers and lingers, and Doug is our coach because we don't have the players. We've got a bunch of number twos that we play with all season. Trevor presses, and then all we get is these picks and these weird play calls that, we can't call a tush-push because we don't have the line. So it's like there's no changes, like Tony said, because you get a new GM, you're going to want his own coach. So we're destined to do this again because we just don't have the players, and we got to get points, like David said, and it's never going to happen because it's like everybody's just going to recycle this whole thing next year and play the weak teams and look fabulous. Get up against a solid team that you might see in the playoffs. We're not worthy. You know what I mean? So good luck next year because it's going to be repeat.
I appreciate it.
I wish with that weak team we played yesterday, we would have showed up and
right. World beaters. That wasn't
next
the
year. Doesn't have to be this year.
It doesn't. And last year you beat a lot of good teams.
Yeah,
right. A lot of good teams.
Yeah.
Heck, you beat playoff teams this year, and it wasn't enough. So I'm not going to change Steve's mind in the next 15 seconds. That's certainly fine. I'm going to hope that things get better.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I can't resign myself to, it doesn't matter what we do. I mean, then what's the point of doing this program or being a fan or any of that stuff if you don't think there's any hope of things getting better?
You're going to hope they add the right pieces and everybody on the team that's still there takes a step forward.
All right, let's say hello to XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill brought to you by Tire Outlet. Tire Outlet is now hiring. Visit TireOutlet.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer.
All right, Mia O'Brien's here. Who are you texting over there?
I'm texting my buddy, who actually I do a podcast with on Monday night. Shout out to John Alba. The reason I'm a fringe wrestling fan, according to Tony Khan.
Oh.
So, yeah.
All right.
Fringe wrestling fan. It's actually
Fringe.
a compliment. Yeah, because I'm like not
Good
in
for you. I'm not even on the fringe.
Yeah, I'm a fringe wrestling fan, according to Tony, so I'll take it.
Mia, what's the number one thing this team needs to fix or change or improve upon heading into the offseason?
Well, besides remembering how to tackle, that's number one, and defensive assignments. Dewey Wingard was very forward with us last night in the locker room. He said it came down to assignment football. You heard Doug say it the last 6 weeks, and truly, guys just weren't doing what they were asked to do. And I understand. I know Jeff and Dan made the point this morning about at one point or another it's got to fall to coaching, but Doug was still sticking to it even in yesterday's press conference that if we're telling you what to do and you're not doing it, at what point in time, can you continue to say, well, it's coaching? So I think that interaction and dynamic will be fascinating. The other thing is I think they have to completely revamp the offense schematically. I think that Doug in the offseason said to Trevor and Press Taylor, go ahead, design the offense as you see fit. I will collaborate. We'll bring in other voices, but you guys design it as you want, and clearly, whether it wasn't playing to Trevor's strengths, whether it was too complicated for other members of the offense, it needs an overhaul because, quite frankly, as I sit here now at 11:50, whatever it is, on Monday, January 7th?
8th.
Yeah. They need to fix Trevor Lawrence. Like, they are in danger of losing to Trevor Lawrence if they continue down this path of every single offensive drive feeling like a colonoscopy.
Okay.
That's rough.
Yeah. Look, so basically just offense, defense, and coaching. Other than
Yeah, everything.
It's all
yeah.
right.
No, I think that winning.
We're good on special teams.
Ha!
I mean,
we don't trust the kicker past 40
What
yards
about
anymore.
Everybody on the sideline, are they okay?
Listen, we have a Pro Bowl long snapper and
cheer
should
good?
be Pro Bowl punter. How about that?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
he is
right.
Pro Bowl punter.
yes,
Alternate,
we got
but-
those two.
There you go.
Apparently, Josh Allen went
We're
to
set.
Logan and was like, "You should be in the Pro Bowl." He's like, "Well, the guy who made it was pretty good, and I'm an alternate." Like, and Josh was like, "No, but you should be there." So we have a Pro Bowl long snapper, Pro Bowl punter, front of the
There you
program. But yeah, no, it's a lot of wholesale changes, and I think that 5-game win streak in the midway through the season, and I guess it was winning 7 of 8 in that stretch there. Winning covers up a lot of flaws, and I think that my hope is that is what the realization is, and that maybe this slice of humble pie of you didn't arrive is what this franchise needs long term.
All right. You have a good show. I'm sure
Thank
we'll have
you.
to get into today.
Yeah, just a little bit. Denny Thompson joins us at 2, and then I'll scoot over to the stadium. Doug Peterson's scheduled to meet with reporters at 3.
All right. XL Primetime for the next 3 hours coming your way here on 1010 XL. Can't fix it all in 2 hours.
No. Mia said we got to build around our long snapper and our punter, so
Yeah.
just build the team around them.
Yeah, that should be fine. Should be a good. Oh, look, I get it. There's everyone has their thing that's at the top of their list. I would agree. For yesterday, if they could have just slowed the run,
Slowed it
a little bit, might have won that football game. And look, yes, winning does cover up a lot of mistakes. I like the perfume of winning. Right?
Yeah.
Do you think all the teams that are making the postseason are flawless teams? They're riddled with mistakes.
Yeah.
But how would you feel today? A lot better, right? 75% said Tony last week if they win against Tennessee, it's a successful regular season. And I would have agreed with him.
Yeah.
10 wins, win the division, maybe not the lofty 12, 13 win season.
We'll see how it ends ultimately, but you won the division.
Only one team's winning the Super Bowl, but to not even put yourself in the top 7 in your conference with everything that played out for you in terms of the schedule, how you felt about your roster, all those things. And quite honestly, I mean, they had some injuries. They're a lot healthier than a lot of teams out there this year. So a lot of work to do. Jeff Logan will be in tomorrow to help us begin the process or continue the process. DG, you'll be back next week.
Yes.
This was the immediate rip the Band-Aid off show. Next week will be more about, okay, deep breath, where do we go from here? So we'll look forward to Happy New Year once again.
Next week you fix it, David.
Yeah, you better.
I'm going to start taking notes all week about what I'm going to do.
All right, coach up that quarterback sneak decision.
I got that.
Thing. I know you do. All right, for David Garrard, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark, I'm Mike Dempsey. Thanks for listening. Stick around for XL Primetime coming up next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today Monday
on 1010XL
is brought to you by Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union.